Hello everybody, welcome to another Parties and Stuff video. Today I want to show you something which I'm kind of obsessed with, and that is layered stamping. This is a stamp set that you can get from my shop. You'll see you get the bottom layer, the middle layer, and then you get the top layer, and I'll show you how it works in a second. I'm going to link to the bottom where you can get this stamp, but you see it comes with nice little sentiments and all kinds of little things to make a little scene, and I'm going to show you how it works. All you need really is 3 colors of stamps for the main bird, and then what you do is you stamp the solid base. I'm going to start with the lightest color, so I'm using my new Distress Oxide ink pad from Tim Holtz, which I love. I'm absolutely obsessed with these two. I've just recently added them to our shop, so you must check those out. All the products that I have in my shop will be linked down below. Okay, so you stamp that just like that. Nice and solid, bold base. And I'm going to use a baby wipe now to clean my stamp. This just helps to keep your stamps nice and clean. You don't get any residue on for the next time that you stamp it. Maybe you want to use a different color. You're not going to get that pink underlying. You see here I just use regular baby wipes or makeup cleaner, makeup remover. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next piece. Now what you want to do also is get a slightly darker color. I'm going to use another pink. You take that middle piece and you line it up directly over the solid base. And just by the way, the colors that I've used, the Distress Oxide was Worn Lipstick. The next pink color that I'm using is Picked Raspberry. But before I stamp the Picked Raspberry, I'm going to dry off the flamingo with my heat tool, just to make sure that everything is nice and dry underneath, so I don't get any smudging. Now I'm lining up the second piece so that I know for sure it's going to fit properly. Now I ink up the second layer nicely so I can get a nice deep color on there. Make sure I match it up once again before I press it down. And you can see now you're starting to get a little bit of dimension. Clean off your stamp again. Don't forget that part. And then once again I'm just going to make sure that it's dry before I do the next layer. The next color that I'm going to be using is called Abandoned Coral. I don't have all of these colors available in my shop at the moment, but if you let me know which one you would like, I can get them for you. I'm available on Facebook and by email. You can send a message to me on my website. Okay, now so I've layered the third piece on top of the flamingo. Made sure I know exactly where it's going to go. Inked up my Abandoned Coral. And layer that on top of the previous 2 layers. But now this one I'm not going to dry it because I want to do something a little bit different, and you'll see in a second what I do. Now I'm going to take my clear embossing powder. This is one that I got from a company called Simon Says Stamp. While the ink is still wet and on the third layer, I'm going to put the powder on top. And make sure you cover the whole image with the clear powder. Shake off the excess. And then heat set that final layer. This is just going to give me a little bit more dimension. You'll see just now that it's going to be nice and shiny, so you can see the top layer very well. Can you see that shine there? Just to give a little bit of an extra interest. I had somebody ask me if it's possible to emboss all the layers, and I think that you would be able to, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're going to melt all the layers of embossing powder that you've done before. So I would rather just, if you're going to emboss it, emboss the final layer. Now I'm going to be using some Spiced Marmalade Distress ink to ink up the legs. The nice thing about these stamps too is you can position them however you like to. So whatever you think is going to work, you can go ahead and do that. The final step I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the beak and the eyes. I'm going to be using some black archival ink, which I also got from Simon Says Stamp. There's a tiny little face that's there in this set. Make sure you stamp it correctly. And then I'm going to put some black embossing powder over this too, just also once again give a little bit of shine and interest. Once again, there's my black powder from Simon Says Stamp. I work overseas and I've just been home, so I left a whole bunch of my equipment at home, so I've had to wait to order some new ones from an overseas company. That's why I'm using Simon Says stamps and embossing powders. Once again, also just let me know if you would like me to get you some of those products. I'm just using a brush to wipe off the excess embossing powder because I don't want little black specks all around my flamingo. I just used a soft brush to do that, and now I'm going to heat set it with my tool. now my flamingo is almost ready. You can see there how nicely the embossing powder makes the face. Just the last touches I'm going to put to it is I'm going to give it a black outline with a thin marker. And then whatever you can do whatever you'd like with it. You can either put it on a card or use it for a multimedia project, or use it for a tag, or whatever you can imagine you can do with it. Please keep an eye out for my next video, which will be coming along shortly. I'll be showing you how you can use Distress Oxide inks. I've got a full range of them on my shop, and I will put the link down below. If you would like to be the first to know when a new video comes out, don't forget to subscribe to my video, and as soon as I post something, you will be the first one to see it. I'm going to be doing a lot of product reviews very soon, so keep an eye out for those. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment if you have any questions or you'd like to see something in particular. I'm very happy to take that advice. I just feel like the black line finishes it off nicely. And there's my flamingo. Thank you for watching, and keep an eye out for the next video.